Batista is, God, the bane of my existence. I'll tell you that much. Every character, she's just such a good zoner. She's just like such a well put together zoner. It's really crazy. So, first things first is that you're going to see a lot of down forward holding. So this is not going to be anything new for you, but it's going to be new for maybe other people who are watching this character. She is a complicated character, so she is very unique as a charge character because she has something that's pretty darn fucking weird, which is that she charges. Has moves that charge with 6. So hold forward, and then you press back in order for you to get the move. I'm trying to remember which moves that is. That is her laser. Her forward laser is, I think, that one. And then the other way is the ball. Yes. Okay. Yeah. No. I got it right here. Yes. The laser. So she's gonna show a big laser. That one is a forward charge move. So you hold 6 and then press forward in order to get the charge. And so what that means is that you're gonna see a lot of down forwarding from Batista players because they're trying to hold forward. So if you see this position right here, you have to know that as an opponent that there's a laser stocked. Laser and beach ball. Thank you. I appreciate it. So you saw that laser right there. As soon as you see her standing up, so this is a very common thing that you have to understand when you're playing against charge characters in general. And Geist. So what you also have to understand is that when you see this, you're seeing laser charge, right? But as soon as you see the opponent move backwards like this, what are her options, right? Well, now she's beach ball. Now she's sending out the ball. This is her option, not the laser. What does this mean for a character like Seth? I mean, you know, it's green and it's at an angle. It's no big deal. Geist. No, I don't. I believe you, man. No worries. If I'm saying it, if I'm saying it right now, let me know. So, Geist. All right. So, information given with the movement of a charge character, right? So, woo, that was oh man, thank you for the donation, man. I appreciate it. You didn't have to, but I appreciate it, man. Thank you. So, what am I talking about? Movement or information given with movement of a charge character, right? So when you are moving back, you have to understand that as an opponent, the Batista is charging ball now, right? When she's moving forward, she's charging. I also got a coffee. Oh, God bless. Thank you. If you guys ever watch my stream, I literally have coffee like every single time. It's my lifeblood. So when you're moving forward, she's holding laser. When she's holding back, you're holding ball. So you have to make decisions based on that. You have to always look at Batista in this matchup. You cannot look at your own character. I would say that is that's something that you should be focusing on, like as a player, is that you should be focusing on looking at the opponent, not yourself. It's sort of like in soccer. You shouldn't be looking at the ball, because if you're looking at the ball while you're dribbling it, then you are not looking at your opponent, and therefore you're not knowing what they're doing. You should know what your character is doing. You're inputting them. The opponent, however, is being inputted by somebody else, so you need to take in as much information as possible consistently. And for charge characters, when you get into this situation, what are the two things that are possibly being charged right here. Ball, because she's holding back, she's blocking. And DP, or her flash kick. So these are things that... This is all information that you have to take in when you're playing against a character like Batista. Gaius, thank you for the follow, man. I appreciate it. He backs up afterwards. And you see what Seth is doing here. He's actually trying to corner this character. So once he corners this character, then he has the ability to really run some Oki game on her. Right? Very patient play. Maiko is very, very patient Batista player, though. Gets the hit. He's going to do a lot of damage. Actually goes for the side switch as well because he wants the positioning. And you see right here, this is something that a lot of people fall prey to. Chain shift. True 50-50 mix-up. Goes for the the dive kick. Or he goes for a low here. Instant dive kick being an overhead. Dive kick's a weird fucking input. Jesus Christ. So okay, yeah. Actually, I should mention that, right? I should mention that what dive kick is as an option. You can never do the beat drill overhead. So hey, you know, other people struggle with that as well, including Maiko. So why is he able to do it right here? Because what happens right here in this situation is that he's going to jump and then he's going to chain shift in this situation. So he chain shift, and in this chain shift, he's holding up. So think about that, right? When you chain shift, you have the ability to hold during the freeze frame. So he's holding up during the freeze frame, and then he's holding downward. So then he goes and then does the overhead. So you can create fit. So think about that when you get into situations like that. You can create 50-50 setups by just doing something into chain shift. Now they're in block stun, and then you go for high-low. Chain shift. I can also use the chain shift freeze frame, right? Chain shift freeze frame. Guess who's holding down back now? Turn around. Boom. Lumen. The zoning that he's doing. And you see this is very non-committal zoning with the diamonds on the screen. I don't know what they're called. What are they called? Deus Fragmentum. You know, I'm just going to say call them fragments. I am taking a request. You can throw in links in here. I pressed the wrong button. But this is the playlist that I'm playing off of. Yes, Deus Fragmentum. You got it. So I'm going to call it fragments because I'm not going to say fragmentum every time. So very non-committal zoning here. And the reason why he does it is that because he can still have options. He doesn't have to commit to anything. He still has some pretty good zoning, right? Fast fall. He's on the same side. So actually very smart from the Seth player over here is that he sets the ball up off screen. Very hard to recognize unless you recognize the trajectory that Seth takes once he's up there. This is very different from other games. Every other game, for the most part, in Air Dashers, when opponents get in the air like this, the camera follows them. In this game, the camera stays on the ground. So he sets up the orb in the air and then goes for a mix-up under. Finally, some safe pressure. Is it air unblockable? I didn't know. Might explain some of it, but I don't remember it being air unblockable. Again, holding the flash kick, chain shift, gets a combo off it. Very nice. So what are we learning versus a character, guy like Maiko? Maiko, very, very, very conscious of what he's charging. So he's very good at always having the options that he needs ready. Might have been the first iteration of UNIST, maybe. I could be wrong. But I don't think so. I tried to look through it real quick in the wiki, but I couldn't find anything. But then again, I don't know how often this wiki gets updated. I need to relearn all these characters. Oh, it finds the hit. There you go. So Seth's game finally starts. He finally gets the chance to start the game up. And what is the game for him? Get the hit, set the orb up, and then run some Oki. Set the orb up. Gets the cross up. This is the bread and butter Seth game right here. He sets up the EX orb. EX orb has 3 hits. So, and I believe doesn't go away on his hit. I could be wrong. Oh my god. What? What the fuck was that? Alright. It worked out. He can kill. He goes for a reset. Oh, he didn't hit him out of the air. Look at the... Oh my god. The presence of mind from Maiko. Tech back. Holding down back, baby. It's the charge. And you see right here on top of that, maybe overzealous from him. I think maybe he thought that he was going to tech in the air or something. So we get the tech forward, right? Or the tech back. DP, send him the opposite way. And you see he's immediately holding forward. Because he's holding, now he has laser charged. Does it a little bit too late for Meaty. Or early, sorry. But that's the idea. He's always having his charge options ready. Finds the hit, force function into super, picks it up. Reason why he does that is because he wants to extend the combo, do some good damage, and then carry it all the way to the opposite corner. And you see this also this chain shift here from the side of Spectre. This is the first time we've seen options from chain shift not work out for the opponent, right? So he got chain shift. Going for the reset, he chain shifts because he wants to recognize what the situation is. Can I deal with the situation with the options that I have? Probably not. Supers, I think his forward super might probably whiff altogether, which would not be good versus a character like Batista. So he just decides to block. Tries to punish with super, doesn't work out, but he does get out of it. Orb into EX orb. And look at this. Same thing. Maiko does the same thing that he did a second ago. Run up. Oh, you're in my face? You're pressing a button? You best I'm going to have super ready for you. Eats both diamonds, actually. Or both fragments. There's no way Maiko runs this back, right? A whiff punish. Finds the hit right here. So he gets the throw. You know, Batista has a very zoner friendly throw. Pushes him full screen, and then he slides in, throw a fragment up. Falls behind the ball, the lumen, and he actually sets up two. You can see he actually sets up 2 fragments. First fragment set up here. And then, since the ball doesn't take the fragment, or the ball doesn't take the fragment, he sets up the fragment right into it again. So great zoning here. Look at all the zoning that he takes. All right, all this here. Can't really jump on this character right now. All this here, and then the ball hits. So boom, boom, boom. Very, very smart. Jumps away from it. So once the orb is active, you see it once. I'm trying to get it once it starts moving. Once it starts moving, it picks a trajectory. It doesn't home after that. So basically, there's a point in which it goes, you're here, I'm here. This is the line I'm going to approach. Then he jumps away from it. Finds the hit out of the air. And this is not good because Batista, while having a flash kick so she can deal with left-right mix-ups, you know, just overall doesn't want to get in on. Her normals up close aren't fantastic. And combo. I think he capitalizes off a dropped combo. Yeah, dropped combo there. So you're supposed to combo into the orb, but I think something messed up there. Check the pressure. Nice. The veil off. So this is the first time we've seen a veil off. All right. So you can consider a veil off more like sparking than it is like burst because you can't do it from getting hit. So trying to deal with this situation instead of dealing with what pressure is going to happen afterwards, he goes for a veil off. And veil off does one of two things. Well, if it hits, first off, is that you're able to get them off you, right? That was weird. That means this character was still on this side when he got hit. And then secondly, what it does is it breaks the opponent's grid. So this is something that's a slightly more advanced, but we can talk about it really quick, is that consider that it breaks the grid, right? So a lot of the times when you see people go for veil offs, what will happen? What I want you to do is look at the grid meter. Her thing of not being able to get counter hit is a miracle. It's quite phenomenal, right? It's something else. So when you see people, you'll see people, they went for like this weird veil off. I wonder why they would do that. Well, take a look at the grid. Vorpal is so important in this game. So when you break someone's grid like you can do with veil off, then you can really put on some extra pressure because they aren't able to have all those D button options, which is like shielding and push block and stuff like that. Not necessarily push block, but you know what I mean. Run him down, going for the mix-up, times at the air, wasn't able to get it. Response in time. And second thing also, does he get put into block at any point? No, he does not. It's hard to tell. At any point, you can see this bar right here, this bar that's deteriorating. This bar that's deteriorating is the time in which it takes until you get your grid back, or you're able to use grid back. And this bar will deteriorate faster if you're in block. So if you want to play the that game faster, what you can do is that you can actually just hold down back and block some shit. You want to like gain your grid back. You can just hold down back and block some shit. But it obviously puts you at risk. Reminder as well is that anything with the D button you are unable to do once your grid's broken. That includes things like assaults. Basic movement options you're unable to have anymore. Oh! Also, in Veil Off, you do get your Super or EX Infinite worth, which is just this big giant pillar of a hitbox right here. Boom. That is the hitbox. It's a little bit smaller than that. If you get hit while you're shielding, your grid breaks too. Yes, it does. So shielding is a commitment. It will lock you out, high-low blocking. And if you get thrown during shielding, it will also break your grid. So using the EX Infinite worth in order to get him off. He was in the air. Anti-airing with IW is a very common thing. If you're in Veil Off. That is very consistent, in fact. And the reason why people will do it is largely because, well, one, if you IW, you can all you have to do is press all 4 buttons. A, B, C, D. That's the input for it. So very easy to react to. And secondly, is that it has that big hitbox, so you can do a lot of damage. I accidentally muted it. Not quite enough damage, and you put yourself full screen, get sniped out of the air. Ugh, what a bad situation to be in. Look at this guy complaining about Seth. He's like, man, look at this Seth player. He had to try so hard. He had so much work to do. I can't believe that this Seth player this entire time was trying so hard. I can't believe it. Chain shifts. Sorry, I might have backed up too much. So I forgot to... There you go. Gets the hit, and then he's got the full combo here. Dun, 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 dun. There's a lot of like hand gymnastics that go in these combos. So Seth is doing a bunch of weird teleport shit. I've had enough of that. Chain shift. Very good way to use chain shift. This is a very textbook way to use chain shift. I don't give a shit about this stupid flippy shit character. Oh, he got hit. Oh, no. He wasn't able to get the combo. Picks it up right there. Dun, da, da. Maiko. That was domination. 64 seconds left. Very, very good way. That largely was a W because of, you know, I should put this slightly higher. Here. Sorry for constantly changing shit. You know, Maiko, one of the things that he was doing really well is that he is... what he's doing is that he's using his chain shift very well. And largely that he won this match on this moment... Where is it? No, he gets the hit first. He won this match on this moment right here, because imagine if Seth gets the hit here. Well, he gets to run the game of Batista. And you saw before that Spectre was doing very well. He was getting multiple hits, right? So being able to stop the Seth in his tracks, very, very good. Let's go back to where we're supposed to be. We're dividing. He finds the hit. Drops a combo. Mashing. Good God, he is mashing that fucking chain shift. But he does it after he realizes he drops the combo, right? So he dropped the combo, mashing chain shift because, well, Batista's already on the ground, so she already has her options. Spectre's trying to recognize what options he has. Chain shift. Hold on, let's go back to that. Chain shift. What's happening right here? He thought he might have been still in block stun from that, from this, right? Oh my God, look at this shit. You know, if I saw that on top of me, I probably thought I was in block stun too. So, you know, I'm not gonna blame him too much on that one. So he goes for a shield, and then he tries to press buttons afterwards, recognizing he's not in block stun. He gets opened up again. He's got 200 meter. He goes for the reset in this situation with the fragment underneath him. He gets opened up low. Doesn't fully get the combo. Again, remember what I was talking about before in this matchup. She gets to deal with him a little bit better because she has a DP. Holding down, straight back up. You know, gets rid of the left-right mix-up. Doesn't. And he also had a chain shift, so he was relatively safe in that situation. Perfect to finish it off for Maiko. Good shit.